everybody, so today we are going to be going over my daily schedule. Somebody asked me how it felt like to be an epileptic, kinda how it affects my day. Does it affect my day at all? So I'm gonna kinda be going over that. First I'm gonna start out with my schedule. As of right now I'm waiting to go to school, I'm going to college, so it will affect my schedule, so I'm not really sure how that's gonna be then, but I'm just gonna give you my schedule as of right now. So, wake up in the morning, nothing super crazy. I take my medication. One thing that is really hard for me to remember is if I've taken my medication or not. I'll take it in the morning, and like a minute later I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to take my medication, so I run back to my room, and then I'm like, I already took it, or I didn't take it. So, I have a system for all of you epileptics out there, and a lot of people use these anyway. It's a medication holder tracker thing. So this tells me whether I've taken my medication or not, because if it's empty I have taken it. So if the flap is open, that means I've taken it. Sometimes at night I'm like, oh shoot, I don't want to turn on the light because I'm lazy. So I just feel and see if any of the flaps are open. I count how many days there are. There's 7 days obviously. So if I have 6 of them open, tomorrow's the 7th day, I'm like, okay, we're good. Like, all my drugs are taken. So I have this. It's very handy. I got mine at, like, the dollar store. Some people have, like, really cool ones, like, they're colored, and I obviously don't have one. So I take my medication. I eat, because eating's the best. Afterwards, I go to work, and then let's just go a normal day where I go, like, I think I go in at 12. And then I go to 6. I can't really remember. I teach violin. I work at a violin studio. It's super fun. So, I drive to work and drive back. Yes, I can drive. That is one thing that a lot of epileptics are like, wait, you can drive? Yes, I can. It's great. So depending on what state you're in, you have a time requirement to fill if you had a seizure. So say I had a seizure, I have to wait 3 months to be cleared, like seizure-free, and then I can drive again 3 months after that. So I'm able to drive now. I'm so excited. So I drive to work, and then come home around 6:30, and then I eat dinner, and then I kind of help around the house if I need to. Try and keep my room organized. I'm not the most organized person at the moment, or at all. I mean, I'm not extremely messy, but definitely very disorganized. It's like organized chaos. So then I take my medication around the same time. So one thing that, because I worked at a movie theater before in the summer, and when we get new movies, obviously all movies aren't the exact same length. So one time we had a movie that was like 1 hour and 30 minutes, and then we got the It Chapter 2, which was terrifying. That one was like almost 3 hours, so it just really depends on the movie, and I would have to stay up later, or like I could go to bed earlier. So I'm more flexible taking my medication at night. If I take it the same time every morning, that'll kind of help me give a basis. I don't stay out until like 2 in the morning, because that's kind of scary. 12 is the latest I will stay up. And take my medication then, because that's the latest I've been up cleaning at the movie theater. So, be careful taking your medication. Make sure you kind of take it around the same time, because that will decrease your chances of having a seizure. I mean, you can't really control it if you're at a job that goes late. Kind of like the movie theater was. We'd clean the theater as fast as we could, and I'd still get home pretty late. So, just try to take your medication around the same time, especially in the morning. If you're good in the morning, most of the time you can be a little bit flexible at night. Don't go party hard though. Usually if I go out with friends, I'm home at like 12, 11:30, 12, so I try to be careful there. So that's my daily schedule. I am not a very exciting person. I don't really do much. I'm quite boring. So anyway, so that's my daily schedule. So next I'm going to go over like the daily life of it. So of course, wake up, take my drugs, already covered that. So probably every 5-10 minutes I do what's called a self-check. Seeing if I feel an aura coming on, because sometimes like you don't really notice and then all of a sudden it's like bam, seizure. So I kind of have to stay aware. So I'm like, okay, how we feeling? How my legs feeling? How my arms feeling? I covered in a different video, I can't remember which one, but I covered what an aura is. I think it was my second video, the vocab one. I think that was it. If not, then look for the video that says vocab. It'll be under there. So my aura is, I kind of feel sick and I kind of feel buzzy and weird, like my legs are falling asleep. It kind of feels like that. That's as best as I can describe it really quick. Again, look at the vocabulary video. It'll explain a lot better than I did in that 0.5 seconds. So I always do a self-check, like how am I feeling, every 5-10 minutes, just to be careful. It is kind of worrisome being an epileptic because you never know when you're going to have a seizure. Even if, like I haven't had a seizure in over 6 months. I'm so excited. But every day I'm like, I'm going to have a seizure. Like I don't know if today's going to be the day I have a seizure. I don't know. So you kind of always have to live with that uncertainty. Going out in public it used to be really scary for me. At this point, I just am like, I'm gonna have a seizure sometime, so I kind of have to be like mentally and emotionally prepared for it. So in order to go out of the house, so I always have, it's the medical alert bracelet. Some people, I'm not sure if you can see, it's got the little medical alert thing right there. I don't know if you can see that at all. Let's see if that works. I don't know, it says it has the medical symbol on it, and then in the inside of the bracelet, it has my mom's phone number, which I will cover up, but it says epilepsy. So this is my, oh, I covered up the word epilepsy. There we go. I think you can see that, hopefully. So, I wear this all the time. I hate jewelry. I hate wearing it because, like, it just gets in my way. But I wear this all the time. It hasn't been that bad, but I've gotten used to wearing it by now. So I go out in public, make sure this is on me. I never take it off, ever, unless I shower, then I take it off, but other than that, it's on all the time. And so I always make sure this is out, especially when I go into public, because if I have a seizure in public, people are going to be like, whoa, what's happening? And if this will kind of be covered in a different video, but I'll kind of go over it a little bit quicker. So if you see someone at like the store, let's just say for example like Walmart or something. So you see somebody like all of a sudden just like pass out or something. First thing you do before calling anybody, you check for a medical ID. Whether it be a dog tag, like a necklace, except this is my necklace. This is not a medical alert one. It has a dog tag. It'll say their name, their contact information, and anything, any medical condition listed below. Some people have like allergies, like to peanuts or stuff like that. Some people are diabetic. It'll say that on there. Mine just says epilepsy on it. Always check for that. Check for bracelets. Check for bracelets and necklaces, and I'm not sure if there are any other types of medical IDs. So if you have a different ID, go ahead and comment below and tell me exactly what you have, because the necklaces and bracelets are all I've heard of. So, so I do have a medication inside of the necklace that I just pulled out. This is part of my to keep me from having a seizure. So inside of this locket I have a pill called Ativan. So it is an anti-seizure medication, and I think it is also an ADHD medication that will help calm the brain. Basically it like calms it down. It's like, hey, it's all good, just calm down. And then that'll help me come out of a seizure faster. It tastes like strawberries. It's the best. Some medications, like the one I'm taking right now, is disgusting. It tastes so bad. Right now I'm on lamotrigine. Comment below if you're an epileptic and tell me what you're on. I used to be on Keppra. It was disgusting. It was so gross. I was not a fan of Keppra. Let me see. Last one was, how does it affect my life? I wasn't very old. Like, I'm trying to look back at when I was a little bit younger. I'm not super old. But when I was younger, I was more carefree because, like, I didn't care. But now that I've realized, like, how serious it is, I kind of keep a more close eye on myself. Again, the self-check, like, every 5-10 minutes. Before, it was really worrisome for me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a seizure. Like, I'm gonna have a seizure. Oh my gosh. And now I'm just like, if it comes, it comes. I just need to be, like, prepared for it. So, it does affect my day. Some more than others. If I kind of feel sick that day, then I'm like, oh, is this part of my aura? Part of my aura, I get really nauseous, so I'm like really careful. It's really hard for me when I get sick because I can't take any medication because it'll react bad with these bad boys. So I can't take any like cold or flu medication, unfortunately. So I gotta wait it out. So being sick is not my favorite. So if I feel like I feel nauseous or I even feel a little bit sick, I'm like, oh no, I gotta be careful because I don't want to have a seizure, because being sick puts a stressor on you. A stressor can cause a seizure. I have to be careful around certain triggers, like not having enough food or not sleeping enough, or again, I'm pretty careful with that. Or some people with the flashing lights. You just have to be careful and know where you're going and know your surroundings. I let people know where I'm going. They probably don't care. That I'm like, hey, I'm going to the store. And my family's like, oh, okay. Like, I bet they care, but I'm not sure. That way, if I don't come back and I have a seizure, they'll be like, okay, I know she's here. So just kind of stay safe, I guess. Just be extra precautious. Because you never know when you're gonna have one. It's like, can't remember who it was, I follow somebody on Instagram. They'd been seizure free for like 4 years and all of a sudden they just had a really bad seizure. So if you're watching this, I can't remember your name, but I'm so sorry. If any of you epileptics are watching this and you've just recently had a seizure, I'm so sorry. It's the worst. I understand. It's the worst. So that's life as an epileptic. It's really all I got. It's not a lot different from just being a normal kid. Like, you can still do normal stuff, but you just have to be a little bit more cautious than other people are. Yeah, you guys stay safe, have a good rest of your day, and if you are an epileptic, please don't have any seizures because they're the worst. To everybody else who knows an epileptic, please be kind to them, and yeah, have a great rest of your day. Bye.